So one thing to think about is how you run your laying flocks. We buy point of lay hens here, so they come to the farm 16 weeks old. And we do that because it's very hard to get. There's only two types of hens you can have here, the Lohmann Brown, the Lohmann White, unless you hatch your own hens. But to have your own hatchery is a whole big job in itself, and to be able to plan the business well, we want to know all our hens are coming in to lay at the same time, because you've got to think about your replacement of flocks too. We keep our hens for 1 year. When you've got high production layers laying at 95% most of the summer through till October time, when it goes down to about 90%, November, December, high 80s. In January we're at about 84%, which is really good. But to get that high production rate, you need to feed these birds very carefully. And you'll find you won't get that out of heritage layers, and you certainly won't get that production if you've brought your own flock up and had birds coming in to lay at very different time periods. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that, and many people do that. Particularly in the States, where a lot of our viewers are from, it's much more common to do heirloom flocks, and there's much more availability of chicks, etc. Here in Sweden it's very hard to get other birds. You could of course breed your own, but we just don't have the time, and we've evaluated the cost, and it's cheaper for us to buy point of lay birds than it is to hatch and raise our own. But we need to sort of balance our sales with the weekly production of eggs, which changes throughout the year. So you need to be able to anticipate that, to know when you're going to have larger amounts of eggs or less eggs, so that you can warn people up front. And then when you're replacing flocks, you need to try and shuffle that so that you have to minimize the dips in production or the peaks in production. So what we like to do is keep the old flock, get the new flock on the farm, and as the new flock comes in, start culling the old flock. So we get a little week or two with a dip in production, and that's it.